in Tampa, Florida. It's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Well, it wouldn't be Florida without this. A heavy tropical rainstorm coming down just prior to kickoff here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Very short kick taken right at the 20. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Panthers take over.
Now here comes Teddy Bridgewater, first-round pick back in 2014 as he looks to command this Panther offense.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 15 carries, 86 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there and a first down.
Tackle made right at midfield.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. They'll roll him out right. He'll run it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. This is the tight end, Njoku. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. This one into the hands of Burton. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
The kick by Gold is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Always fun to get a peek at Tom Brady as he gets in place to command this offense for Tampa Bay.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
The run there on first down gets him a yard to the 26.
Fournette on the carry.
The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, 21 carries, 66 yards and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Brady. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
It's complete. He's got Gronk. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here we go on 4th down now with Brady. And this is caught off a deflection. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Three 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Panthers 3, Buccaneers 0.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Brady. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
But we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Brady. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They do go for it. It's Brady. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, that, my friend, I guess is the definition of a head-scratcher. 4th and long, this stage of the game. What were they doing?
I just have to believe that he looked at the situation, still in the first half, decided if there's a time to be aggressive, now was it, because there's still time to make up for it if things don't go right. Of course, a lot of questions on this one, and look, I want to go for it as much as anyone.
But 4th and long?
Yeah, I don't think I would have there. That one seemed a little bit on the irrational side.
Fans might be a little angry at that one. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Out of the gun, Bridgewater steps away. He's going to take off with it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. Now it's 2nd and 9. Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Number 22.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. From the gun, Bridgewater. Open man is Anderson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards, 1st down, Panthers.
A gain of 13 yards.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way. And it's much more successful as well.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. On the ground, McCaffrey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
3rd and goal for Bridgewater. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
A loss of 2 yards. It's 4th down and goal.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League.
Makes the score Panthers 6.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball.
It got his man complete. Past the 20.
Come on, bring it, baby. Bring it.
Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin, 77 yards. And the Bucs are just an extra point away from grabbing the lead now. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Rolling to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Bridgewater now. Out to his, and he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs. Now Bridgewater. He may try and run for this. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And you're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. To throw is Brady. And oh, look at the catch by Gronkowski. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Intended for Chris Godwin. He was covered by Richard Sherman.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Brady. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Brady to throw again. He's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and now it's 2nd down.
He was covered.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando, there standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start things out in the AFC South. Tennessee at home taking on Houston. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
Set to kick off.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Now Brady. And a catch right side by Evans.
Brady's pass.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
It's a gain of 4.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
37-yard line.
And he rifles one incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. Again for Evans. This time he's got him. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
Buccaneers.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Brady's throw complete there to Evans. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49. A gain of just 2. That catch good for only a couple.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Brings up 3rd.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He'll find Miller. That's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
He's brought down.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing now is Brady. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now, is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. A big play that time on the catch and run. 32 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back now in Tampa. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. Being chased out left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. A gain
2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's a 5-yard pickup, but spotted a few chain links short of the first, so a little bit of decision time here coming up on 4th down. They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. They only get a hard-fought yard, but that's all they needed. It pays off the decision to go for it, 1st and goal. There wasn't even thought of a short field goal. There was no hesitation. They were going for it.
I think he was thinking ahead a couple plays ago. That if he got in this situation, they were definitely going for it. And you're right. It was a confident call.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
2nd down and goal. Bridgewater sliding out of the pocket. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Throwing is Bridgewater. Flush to his right, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop, but when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
Oh, no, he lost the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line. And they're not able to convert on 4th down.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. Fournette with a carry on 1st down, but he's not going anywhere as he's brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Again, it's Fournette. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Brady. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
On third down, Fournette. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a pickup of 13, and with that 13 yards, this ball game just about over. Brady going to look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw is Brady. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Fournette. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
At the Panthers' 4-yard line.
They'll give Fournette another crack. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The kickoff for Tampa Bay.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
First down, Bridgewater. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
The 47-yard line. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3. One last shot now for Bridgewater. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second.
They don't know my name. I'll get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face.